Hey, welcome back. I know you're probably going, where have I been and why wasn't anything posted last Saturday? Yeah, I had a little bit of a surprise visit myself. Um, so it was my birthday week, and I was told to not make any plans on Thursday. Yeah, so there I was not making any plans on a Thursday, and I'm getting a message from my mom that now lives in California. That many people, I think, have shared that. Hopefully, I've shared that with everybody. So she is a lot closer now to than Hawaii. Going out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So anyway, to my surprise, I was told that yeah, I had a delivery from Amazon coming to be ready and be home. Well, that delivery ended up being my mom that showed up. So I was like, wow, okay, what are you doing here? So anyway, that was my surprise visit. It was pretty cool. And so basically, what had happened was the show that was already ready to go. I just yeah, that happened, and time just went whoop, gone. Before I knew it, Monday afternoon was there, and that was that. So anyway, I wanted to get touch back bases with you and say hello because I missed you, and also I know you missed the show. Um, and this week, that you what the program that you will be seeing was the program you were supposed to see last week. So anyway, there is that. So in case if it feels like a nonchalant, just like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, so that's why I just wanted to get in touch with you first and kind of let you know a little bit of that and what was going on there. So anyway, a little bit about what the show is going to be about. Safe Queens. We have talked about Safe Queens before. I have mentioned my discussions on Safe Queens. I am no longer much of a fan of Safe Queens, as you guys probably know. But I think majority of us, even though if we're not really fans of Safe Queens, I think we all still have one. I still have one left in the collection. Uh, so it does still exist, and you will see that Safe Queen on this Saturday. So anyway, stay tuned for that. A little bit about some thoughts and things. My favorite pistol, 1911. My favorite brand is the Colt. I absolutely love the Colt. It's my favorite company that makes the 1911. It's not the best company that makes the 1911, but it is my favorite. I do like the Colt, just because of the history and the heritage and everything like that. I did want to talk to you a little bit about something in regards to that, and that is I when I first started out, I absolutely that's what I wanted. I wanted the old Colt government model. Just a real plain Jane, GI style, much like this one here. In fact, exactly like this one that I wanted. And so when I set out to try to get one, I really didn't know a whole lot about them. I was kind of, shunned away from it and said, "Oh, you want something else?" This was from a local dealer, and I said, "Oh, you don't want that. You want a Springfield Armory or something rather." So I was never understood why I was pushed away from the Colt so hard. Like, just say you don't want this. I don't know. Maybe he made a better profit margin on the other ones buying those, or maybe he was hoping to get more than points by selling those brands so they can get the points and get a free gun, because that is one of the perks that some of these companies can get. I'm not sure if it still is, but back when I was knee deep in the business, that was a perk that I remember. I'm no longer in the business anymore. Thank God. I don't miss it whatsoever. I'm just rather burned out on it. I ran through it, so I enjoy mostly just in this kind of nature of these things. I enjoy doing this program, what I do here on the YouTube, and that's the extent of it. Um, but anyhow, that was what I really wanted, was the Colt. So what I'm trying to get at to you is this: if there's something that you really want, don't be persuaded into buying something you don't want. don't be persuaded and talked out of something that you actually originally seriously wanted. So, because in the end, this company, this Colt company, who knows who they are, but anyway, I'm just kidding. Ended up being my favorite, my absolute favorite. Still to this day, this is my all-time favorite, the Colt 1911 45 caliber. Although mostly I shoot a lot of the other ones these days, like 9 millimeter. In fact, one of my newer ones that I take out and shoot a little bit more now because I've kind of since then somewhat retiring the Springfield Ronin that I have, the 9 millimeter Commander lightweight. I either roll through that one or the Colt lightweight. So I have been shooting the Colt lightweight Commander 9mm a lot more lately. But that Springfield Ronin, man, I tell you, I've got a ton of rounds through that. So a ton. So anyway, we were just using this block of, you're probably wondering what the heck that is, this big giant block of paraffin wax. This is a great tool to put your gun or whatever on it, because it also kind of stays put, and you can do things and hammer on it. Mar up the other side of the gun. You might get a little bit of wax on it, but that can be cleaned off. You can clean it off really easily. But this is a great item to hammer stuff on. You can put the edge of the gun here on the edge here and work on something and do it. Again, like I said, the only thing I'm going to do is get a little bit of perhaps some wax on it. But that's okay. That's better than getting it marred up on some kind of other surface. So kind of an interesting tool to keep in your inventory. I could drill a hole in this and bring the pin that I'm trying to drive out over the hole and tap it through, and it'll go right down into this block. I guess you could do this with wood if you want, but I kind of do like this because I do like how, like I said, the surface of this, I can push down and it actually grips the firearm. It actually grips the 1911. Like I said, you get a little wax deposit on it, but that can be cleaned off. But it does provide a little bit of friction there. Holds it steady. We just did on this block. We just did a action job on. A friend of mine's J-frame Smith & Wesson revolver. He had a little snubby, like a 2.5-inch barrel. Anyway, we just did a little bit of an action job on it, slicked it up and everything. So we used this. You can actually see here where we were pressing down on it really good, because I was trying to drive that rebound spring back in through it and get it in there. So this really came in handy because it helped grip that revolver down onto this really good. Of course, nice, and just rub the wax right off of any of the smudges that it might have left, but also kind of aided in that. So it's good. You can hammer on it a little bit, and it doesn't matter. Like I said, you can drill a hole in it. You got pins and stuff like this. You can stick it on the end there, hold it steady, or hold it in place, or wherever it is. If you got things like that going on. And then when it gets too trashed or beat up, guess what? I'll melt it down, strain it, and recast it, and good to go for another projects and things like that going on. So anyway, I thought I might share a little bit of that kind of a cool information there for you. It works for me. The idea comes from the old school timers where they would use blocks of lead into kind of doing the same scenario. I try to stay away from things like that, lead and all that, because of the toxicity of it. And at least this is not as bad as that. Lead is, I used to work in an indoor range, and used to get your numbers checked every 6 months or so. And sometimes it have some high lead levels, and definitely don't want to be out there doing that stuff. So anyway, but yeah, check out this week's show. This Saturday will be the show that was supposed to air last week. Sorry, I did miss you guys, but anyway, that is what had happened. And I figured I just want to touch back basically with you guys and let you know that. So thanks for hanging out and tuning in, and we'll see you this Saturday.